Well, Akisa, perfectly, he will be spending exactly 6 nights inside the Kamiti Maximum Prison until next week, Thursday, when Chief Magistrate Francis Andai will make a determination on his application to be released on a cash bail following his extradition into the country this morning. Now, for the better part of the day, his legal team, led by Cliff Ombeta, have been arguing for his release either on cash bail or bond against the legal side from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, led by the Deputy DPP Nicholas Mutuku, who are against that particular move. But nonetheless, that ruling will be made on Thursday. It means Gilbert Deya will be spending nights inside a Nairobi cell. It has been something that he has tried to avoid for nearly 13 years now. He has been fighting this extradition, but lost the final battle 3 weeks ago when a London court ordered for him to face charges here on Kenyan soil. So Gilbert Deya has, of course, denied all 5 counts that have been leveled against him of child trafficking and stealing. He has denied all 5 counts, and these are counts based on evidence that the prosecution believe date as far back as May 1999 to about around the time of August the 19th, 2004, where he was alleged to have stolen and harbored stolen children at his home in Mountain View area, at that time in Mountain View area. He has since denied all those charges, but on 10th, they will be hearing whether he can be released on cash bail or he will remain in custody until his case is determined. That will begin at around the 16th or 17th of October, according to the courts, but they have not yet given a distinct date as to when the hearings for his case will begin. Earlier on, his lawyers had suggested that he came into the country without any passport. He has no documentation. He traveled under special considerations, and therefore he was not any flight risk per se, but the court will determine and hear that on Thursday this coming week, Akisa. So as it is, Bishop Gilbert Juma Deya in custody for the next 6 nights until that ruling is heard on Thursday.
Timothy, following these recent developments, did we get any reactions from the defense or the prosecution from this particular decision? And we also understand that it was his wishes to spend the days before the ruling at Kamiti Maximum Prison.
Yes, interestingly, he had requested to be incarcerated at the Kamiti Maximum Prison. This was a request that was made open to the courts by his defense lawyer, Cliff Ombeta. The reasons as to why he could have requested for Kamiti Maximum Prison as opposed to any other rehabilitation facility have not been made public to the courts. His lawyers did not give any initial reactions to this directive, perhaps because of the issue of sub judice, and they don't want to comment on something that is before the courts. But before that directive was given, they had vehemently fought a fight against releasing him. First of all, claiming that he was no flight risk because he does not have a passport, he does not have his identification card, and therefore could not pose any sort of risk. But the prosecution has been arguing against this, insisting that he's a man that had to appear before the magistrate's criminal court here in Milimani after a court directive and did not willingly offer himself, and that the charges leveled against him, all 5 counts of child stealing, were serious charges, and that he was not in any way meant to be released considering the gravity of the case before him. So all these submissions will come to fold on Thursday when Chief Magistrate Francis Andai either releases Gilbert Deya or on bail or on cash bail or on bond, or decides to hold him up until October when the hearings for his case begin. But the acid test, Akisa, in this particular case will be finding the witnesses in this case. This, as I have mentioned, is a 13-year-old case. Some of the children who are alleged to have been stolen are adults right now, and the prosecution will now have to trace them. They'll have to look for the parents who claimed that their children had been stolen, and perhaps they may have to travel to southeast London, where the self-proclaimed Archbishop has his church in Peckham Town in that particular city, and try and get the parents of those who claim that they got miracle babies from the bishop himself. So it's a very interesting case, and the next couple of days will determine which trajectory it takes. Akisa.
Timothy Otieno, our reporter, joining us live there from the Milimani Law Courts. Let's get back to the campaign trail, where President Uhuru Kenyatta has just landed in Suswa, the county of Narok. Currently a ceremony installing him as a Maasai elder. Let's just cross over there live and listen in.
Asante sana vigelegele tena. Uhuru tena. Basi Mheshimiwa Rais